some news headlines. Let's go. Hi, gun people. Well, here we go. I'm going to do some fact checking and put in little clips and see how many times Mr. Biden lied. I'm going to act like if the left-wing media was right-wing. This will be me. I'm going to be totally biased for Trump and against Biden. Except I'm going to do it with facts. The left-wing media just does it with name-calling and lies. So let's take a look at this debate.
The American people have a right to have a say in who the Supreme Court nominee is. And that say occurs when they vote for United States senators and when they vote for the President of the United States.
He's exactly right. Matter of fact, the recent dead Ginsburg said that, hey, when Obama was in there, he was elected for 4 years, not 3.5. He should be able to nominate. And he did nominate, but the Senate refused to hear it because the elections have consequences. They didn't have the Senate. This time, President Trump has a right to nominate. He's nominated, and now the Senate is Republican, and the left wants to cry foul. See, they only want to follow the rules when it hurts them. Remember, Harry Reid's the one that changed the rule, the left-wing idiot that said we only need 51%, the nuclear option. Used to be like 67, 75%. They always keep shrinking it because the liberal left knows they can't win on facts and rules, so they have to change the words. They can't survive on the truth, so they have to change the definition of words in their lies. And then they have to call names and label people because they can't attack them on what they've done. We'll just call them names. Here Biden says the president made it clear that he's against Obamacare. Good, I'm against it. Most Americans were against it. We were lied to. It's going to be cheaper. It's going to be better. It's going to help people. It ended up being a big scam, which is why Biden and the rest of the left-wing Democrat exempted themselves from it. We call that a clue when your government makes laws for you and they exempt themselves from it. That means it's not good. If it was good, why would they have to exempt themselves?
View is by who they elect as president and who they elect as vice president. Now, what's at stake here is the president's made it clear he wants to get rid of the Affordable Care Act. He's been running on that, he ran on that, and he's been governing on that. He's in the Supreme Court right now trying to get rid of...
When he says in the Supreme Court, that's just because he's challenging things that Obamacare went to the Supreme Court. Remember, one of the justices goes, oh, it's not a tax, therefore it's valid and it's constitutional.
The Affordable Care Act, which will strip 20 million people from having insurance, health insurance.
So first of all, Obamacare doesn't strip or give insurance. It just makes you pay in order to have it. It doesn't strip you of insurance. But more lies from Mr. Biden.
Now, if it goes into court, and the justice, and I'm not opposed to the justice. She seems like a very fine person.
And let this should be headlines. If I was running the conservative media like the left does, this will be headlines. Joe Biden endorses President Trump's pick for the Supreme Court. He just endorsed her.
If it goes into court, and the justice, and I'm not opposed to the justice. She seems like a very fine person.
Perfect. He's not opposed to her, and she's a fine person. Joe Biden endorses Trump's pick. What's the problem? And here, Joe Biden claims the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party is him. He is the Democrat Party because he's the nominee. Whatever he says goes. 47 years in government. Hasn't done anything. Everything he promotes here, he didn't do when he was vice president with President Obama. They didn't enact one thing that he's saying he's going to enact this time. It's always next time for the left. It's always if we just had more money. It's always who to blame. Those darn Republicans won't give us free rein, make us follow the rules, wants to mess around with that pesky Constitution. That's the left's platform.
Will under my proposal.
It's not what you said, and it's not what your party has said.
That is simply
the party doesn't say your party wants to go socialist medicine.
My party is
and
me.
socialist
right now.
healthcare.
I am
and they're going to dominate you, Joe. You know that.
I am the Democratic Party right now. The platform of the Democratic Party is what I, in fact, approved of.
Boy, he doesn't have a problem putting on his little Nazi hat, saying, "Hey, I'm the king, supreme ruler." Like Obama, I'm supreme king ruler. Anything I say, I go all executive order. This guy will be executive order king. But anyway. And here, Biden just calls the president a liar. No respect, no rules, but they won't call him a bully. Here he bullies poor President Trump. Mean Mr. Biden calls the president a liar and doesn't back up anything.
The fact is that everything he's saying so far is simply a lie. I'm not here to call out his lies. Everybody knows he's a liar.
But you
I just want to make sure.
Everybody knows he's a liar. Well, not everybody. And here, Mr. Biden, with great decorum, which the left will not call him out for being a rude, bully, name-calling person. He calls the President of the United States a clown. But there'll be no mention of this in the left-wing media.
Folks,
Absolutely.
folks, do you have any idea what this clown's doing? You have any idea?
Socialized medicine.
What this clown is doing. Nice. But he's not a bully. Only Trump's a bully for defending himself. Can you imagine Biden saying executive orders have no power? Obama was the king of executive order when he was in office. He wrote more damn executive orders than all the other presidents freaking combined. And now he's saying executive orders Trump's doing. I mean, I've said this a million times. The left always accuses other people of what they do. It's kind of like the guy that cheats is always accusing the other person of cheating. The left, everything they accuse somebody of, they are guilty of, and they're trying to deflect.
He sends out wishful thinking. He has executive orders that have no power. He hasn't lowered drug costs for anybody.
Executive orders, no power. And here Biden just flat out says, I'm not going to answer the question.
Let people know you're a senator. I'm not going to answer the question.
Why would you answer that?
I'm not going to answer the question. But the left wing will be saying how President Trump didn't answer the question. Biden flat out said, I ain't answering the question. And here, Mr. Professional 47-year politician Biden, with everybody's going to say how great he handled it, how he's not a bully, he tells the president to shut up.
The question is,
radical left.
Will you shut up, man?
Who's on your list?
Will you shut up? Yeah, that's a great. Yeah, this is the left won't be pointing that out. Another lie Mr. Biden said is that Trump shut down the economy and it was his fault. Actually, Trump let the governors shut down, and the Democratic left-wing states are still shut down because Trump said, you know what? You guys elect governors. Elections have consequences. If your governor shuts down your state, you elected him. I think it was a great move.
This is his economy he's shut down. The reason it's shut down is because, look, you folks at home, how many of you got up this morning and had an empty chair at the kitchen table because someone died of COVID?
So it's Trump's fault that China had a disease, kept us out. It's Trump's fault that he tried to shut down the country from travel to China, and the left called him racist and xenophobe and every other name and told him he shouldn't shut it down. And now it's his fault. I mean, I just can't believe how they're making COVID-19 and this economy attached that it's Trump's fault. But they'll do it with their lies. And here Biden accused the president of saying inject bleach in your veins. And that was his suggestion to people. And the left started running with this. What did Trump actually say? Because there's a lot of people that post all the time. Trump said put bleach in your arms, because they just repeat ignorance because they don't check the facts. Here's what Trump really said. So to put this in context, this was early in the virus. Trump was doing one of these briefings that he did every day. He had the doctors there, and he was basically just kind of throwing out ideas and discussing things with the doctors. And here's how the left said he put shoot bleach in your arms. Here we go.
It out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it.
So he's talking to a doctor about it. Is there a way that we can, this is called brainstorming. When you have people in a room that are specialists, you kind of throw out ideas. And that's basically trying, he didn't say inject bleach. He talked about disinfecting it, killing in a minute. Is there some way that we could maybe figure out how to attack the virus from the inside? Which is what we do with antibiotics. The left is so stupid, they don't even realize that we put antibiotics in to attack things. I mean, it's just crazy, but that's what he really said. He never said, put bleach in your arms, but there's a lot of people that say it, and Biden just lied and said it. So here, just like the left wing always wanting more money, he's talking about we have to provide the businesses with PPE so they can be open. That's why he's saying they're closing, is because government hasn't come to save you. And how's government saving you? They're running the country into deficit, and they're going to be saying we need more taxes, we need more money, we need more government to save you, to protect you. The left motto, much like communism and socialism.
To provide these businesses the ability with the PPE as well as with the sanitation they need. You have to provide them.
Nancy Pelosi.
Well, he's just shush for a minute.
Tell it to Nancy Pelosi.
And
Schumer,
by the way,
Chuck.
Nancy Pelosi have to provide them.
Nancy Pelosi.
Well, he's just shush for a minute.
Tell it to me.
Pelosi and Schumer.
Man, that was kind of bullying. Just kind of shutting down Trump, not hearing his opinion, not being accepting and tolerant of someone's opinion. Isn't Biden just being a bully? And here Biden calls Trump a millionaire, saying he did really well for this year.
Is millionaires and billionaires like him in the middle of the COVID crisis have done very well.
So he's making, like the left usually does, they call everybody else, they're the biggest hypocrites ever. What is Joe Biden's net worth? According to Forbes magazine, Biden's worth $9 million. He's got $9 million, and he's saying millionaires and billionaires like Trump did very well. What is that? I mean, what a freaking liar. And here Biden says all Trump does is screw things up. And Trump says he's done more than he's done in 47 years. I'll tell you what, I can't find something that Biden did in his 47 years other than collect a paycheck and blame the Republicans. Those are the only two accomplishments of this guy. Well, of course, threaten people with $1 billion to get his son a bunch of million and steal for his family.
Because you weren't president screwing things up.
You were a senator.
You're the worst president America has ever had.
Hey,
Come
Joe,
on.
let me just say, Joe, I've done more in 47 months. I've done more than you've done in 47 years, Joe. We've done things that you never even thought of.
Perfect.
Fixing the broken.
And here Mr. Biden talks about his financial plan.
Wall Street firms. Points out that my economic plan would create 7 million more jobs than his in 4 years, number one.
7 million more jobs. Yet when you were in office with Mr. Obama for 8 years, we had the worst recession, the worst loss of jobs, the worst economy. But now suddenly you got the light. After 47 years and 8 months as vice president, now he's got all the answers. I get it. So here Biden says Trump didn't make a good deal with China, which anybody that's got any sense knows that China doesn't like Trump because we've got a hell of a deal with them. But if you don't want to listen to facts and you just want to listen to rhetoric and lies from the left, listen to Biden talk about his son and tell President Trump that his son didn't make money over in China.
Take a look at what he's actually done. He's done very little. His trade deals are the same way. He talks about these great trade deals. You know, he talks about the art of the deal. China's perfected the art of the steal. We have a higher deficit with China now than we did before. We have the highest trade deficit
China
with
ate
Mexico.
your lunch.
All right, gentlemen, okay.
China ate your lunch, Joe. And no wonder your son goes in and he takes out billions of dollars. Takes out billions of dollars to manage. He makes millions of dollars. And also, while we're at it, why is it, just out of curiosity, the mayor of Moscow's wife gave your son $3.5 million. What did he do to deserve it? What did he do with Burisma to deserve $183,000?
Okay, so Biden says none of that is true. And in this article right here, the kind of money that Hunter made, according to Republican report last week, during tenure, Vice President Hunter, Biden's son, received $3.5 million wire transfer from Moscow. The mayor. China. Hunter. Lavished Hunter. Members of the Biden family with money, giving Hunter and Biden's brother, James, credit cards for $100,000 for an international shopping. If you're getting a shopping spree of $100,000 from China, we might call that a clue. China can't afford to feed their own damn people. Why are they giving millionaire Biden son $100,000 shopping spree? Go figure that one out. And again, Biden the bully calls the president a clown in a debate. And no left-wing media will cover it because he is such a great, outstanding guy.
Wait a minute, you get the final word.
Well, it's hard to get any word in with this clown.
So here Biden makes an outrageous claim that the president somehow made the coronavirus kill black people. I mean, are you kidding me?
1 in 1,000 African Americans has been killed because of the coronavirus. And if he doesn't do something quickly, by the end of the year, 1 in 500 will have been killed. 1 in 500 African Americans. This man is a savior of African Americans.
So Trump has somehow, I don't know how he's done it, he should patent it, he has made the virus just attack African Americans. Are you freaking, I mean, and the media will not call him out on this. They will say, oh, Biden made great points, wonderful points. So here Trump says that Biden called black people super predators because he was talking about blacks don't support him. And here's the clip.
In a long time, because they saw what you did. You called them super predators, and you've called them worse than that, because you look back at your testimony over these.
Okay, so Trump saying that he called them super predators. Here's, I think, what he was referring to. And this is Joe Biden on the Senate floor talking about the crime bill and black crime. So he was talking about black people, and here's how he describes them.
Cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision.
It's kind of hard to be born without parents. You can be born. Somebody's got to be there for the parent for the birth. I digress.
Without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself.
So he calls them stupid because they can't develop. They don't know the right or wrong. It's not their fault.
3 more minutes. Because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets.
So, did he say super predator? Maybe not. But he did call them predators. Here Biden calls BLM, Antifa, and all the other cities that are burning and being looted to death, he calls these peaceful protests, and Trump calls him out on it.
Appropriate. Peaceful protest is. Violence is never appropriate.
What is peaceful protest? When they run through the middle of a town and burn down your stores and kill people?
Perfect point. The left wants to tell you it's peaceful protest, you see people. And then, so what does the left do? Oh, those are the white supremacists that came in and did it. That's what it is. The Black Lives Rally and the white supremacists. When was the last time you saw somebody, please send me, put a link. The last time you saw a white supremacist or KKK saying white supremacists burning down a city. Please send me a video, okay?
People all over the place.
Here, Mr. Tolerant, loving, accepting of everybody, Biden from the left, calls the president a racist in the middle of a debate. No facts whatsoever. Just call him a racist.
Biden?
Nobody's doing that. He's the racist.
you just don't
Here's the deal. I know a lot more.
He's a racist. Yep. Let's call him names because we can't argue the facts. Here Biden says we need to teach people on how to be sensitive as other people.
The fact is that there is racial insensitivity. People have to be made aware of what other people feel like.
Really? Is anybody aware of what white people feel like? We can't get jobs because of our color? We're told that, no, you scored better, but we have to hire other people of different color. Is anybody racial sensitive to white people who have to deal with this every day that are called racist for no reason other than just being white? No, nobody has to worry about white people's feelings, only whoever we can cater to get our votes so we can tell the left that, oh, white people's your problem.
What insults them? What is demeaning to them? It's important that people know. They don't want to. Many people don't want to hurt other people's feelings, but it makes a big difference.
Here, Mr. Biden says that Trump called the military losers and his son was not discharged. Now, Trump says he was, well, you can hear it.
More divided. The nation can't stay divided. We can't be this way. And speaking of my son, the way you talk about the military, the way you talk about them being losers and being and just being suckers. My son was in Iraq. He spent a year there. He got the Bronze Star. He got the Conspicuous Service Medal. He was not a loser. He was a patriot, and the people left behind there were heroes. Really? And I resent like hell. I'm talking about my son, Bo Biden. You're talking about.
I don't know, Bo. I know Hunter. Hunter got thrown out of the military. He was thrown out, dishonorably discharged.
That's not true.
For cocaine use, and he did.
Okay, so Trump says he was thrown out for cocaine use and dishonorably discharged. Trump used the wrong word. He wasn't dishonorably discharged. He's probably discharged under other than honorable conditions. When you test positive for cocaine, committing a felony, and using drugs, well, you get kicked out of the military. The left wing is trying to make it like Joe Biden just, got out of the military and he wasn't dishonorable and Trump lied. He did get kicked out for cocaine use. It just wasn't maybe dishonorable. He was in the reserves. He wasn't in the military active duty. So it doesn't say, but here's the article. So this is from a left-wing truth about Joe Biden. And of course, they're going to make it seem like it's no big deal. So Hunter Biden was discharged from the Navy Reserve. He was not, as Trump alleged, dishonorably. Joe Biden's son began service in May of 2013, public affairs officer in a reserve unit in Virginia, via CNN. In June, he tested positive. So he came in the military in May, and in June, he tested positive for cocaine. By February the following year, the Navy administratively discharged him for it. Okay, so they're saying administratively discharged. Look, he wasn't given an honorable discharge. And to a lot of people, if you get any, and even in the military, if you get anything other than an honorable discharge, it's not honorable. In order to get an honorable discharge, it means you served with honor and you did your duty and you got out under honorable conditions. There's 3 or 4 others: bad conduct, dishonorable, discharged other than honorable conditions. So there's several different ways they can word your discharge. Dishonorable really has some negative connotations. It's like a felony conviction. You can't, I don't think you can vote. It has some really, it's like the worst out of the 5 other discharges that are not honorable. So was Trump wrong? He was wrong about the dishonorable, but Biden got kicked out of the military, and that was Trump's point, for using cocaine. So right after Trump said he got thrown out under dishonorable, they kind of went over on all the money that he made after he was vice president. And of course, Biden kept saying, not true, not true, not true, when actually it very is true.
Got thrown out of the military. He was thrown out, dishonorably discharged.
That's not true. It
For
wasn't
cocaine
dishonorably.
use, and he didn't have a job until you became vice president. And once you
None
became
of
vice
that is
president,
true.
he made a fortune in Ukraine, in China, in Moscow,
That is simply
and various
not
other places.
true.
That is true. He did make a fortune. And I played the video and the other video that I did on this to where Biden, they were investigating his son for making $3 million, and Biden refused to give $1 billion. And that's in the other video. So here Trump says that Biden called the military. He was defending himself because he said that Trump said something bad about military. And Trump goes, he called the military stupid bastards. And Biden is like, it's not true. It's not true.
Never said it.
Okay.
That is
What
not
he
true.
did is he
You're done in
said
this segment.
he called
Mr.
the military
Vice President,
stupid bastards.
I
And he
did
said
not
it on
say
tape.
that.
He said,
He said, I did not say that. Well, let's see here. Joe Biden at a military rally.
I married Jill, and 2, I appointed Johnson to the academy. I just want you to know that. Just clap for that, you stupid bastards.
Clap for that, you stupid bastards, talking to a military. But he was saying it's not true. And he said Trump said bad things about the military. Really? I mean, to me, how could this guy be the nominee? I mean, it's just...
Clap for that, you stupid bastards. Just clap for that, you stupid bastards.
Wow. Okay. I guess he didn't say. I'm telling you, man, for Trump to remember all this, I mean, I have to go and search these things to find him. And Trump pulls this out of the fly off his mind, even though he's got so much on his plate. I mean, Obama couldn't tell you whether it was raining outside without a teleprompter. And Trump's just pulling these facts out, and he's more right than he is wrong. And here Biden says, play the video. Well, I just did play it.
bastards.
I
And he
did
said
not
it on
say
tape.
that.
He said
Mr.
stupid
Please,
bastards. He
sir,
said it.
stop.
I would never say that.
Play
to the
it.
military.
Play it.
Play it. Okay, I just did. Thanks. So hopefully this cleared up some of the lies that Biden did on how he was calling the president clown, how he was being rude, how he was being intolerant, how he was being name-calling. He called him a racist. He told him to shut up. And the only one that will be reported as being the bad guy is President Trump, who was defending himself against all the lies and been doing that since he got in office about Russia and everything else. And the media's been attacking him and making lies up about him, and he's had enough. And it's unfortunate that he kind of let it all out on Biden on the first debate. But let me tell you something. This man has put up with more crap in the last 3 to 4 years than anybody in the history of humanity. I cannot imagine somebody attacked more than... Hell, Hitler didn't get as bad as press as this president. But that's because of the liberal left media. All right, we'll end that there. That's my take.